Ms.
Was
Scott?
that for me? I'm sorry.
No, Ms. Scott?
Okay.
I think.
I'm
not
here.
sure.
I'm here. Sorry.
Yep.
Oh, give me a second.
I just admitted the rest.
Okay. Good evening again. My name is George Jones. I'm one of the co-chair presidents. Welcome to tonight's PTA on November 16th. Next slide.
Oops. Sorry, hang on. There you go.
Call to order ground rules. In order to elevate unintentional background noise, chatter, etc., all the attendees have been muted. If you have any questions during the meeting, please feel free to post in the chat section of your screen. We will make every effort to end on time. Please be respectful to one another. We ask that all questions be posted in the chat. This would allow facilitators to get through their presentations quickly. For those on call, we will ask that you hold your questions until the end. Allow all presenters to speak as they may be able to answer your questions. Any questions posted in the chat? The ones that are not answered, we'll follow up with you after the meeting. If anyone is disrespectful or does not follow the rules, will be removed from the meeting. They will not be allowed back in. Team members, I'm one of the co-chair presidents, George Jones. My son is in the 11th grade. He's in the virtual enterprise program. Ms. Scott?
Good evening. My name is Leah Scott. I'm also co-chair PTA president for Abraham Lincoln High School. My son is in the 12th grade, will actually be graduating in the next 2.5 months, and he is with the veterinarian science program. Thank you. Mr. Sandor.
Sure, I'll go next. I'm Chris Sandor, co-treasurer. My son Nick is in the 11th grade and in the American History Law program.
Hi, good evening. My name is Nica Marcellus. I'm the corresponding secretary. My son is a sophomore. Right now, I don't know, he's trying to find himself, I guess you could call it. He's just doing the JV football thing right now. So that's it.
My name is Heather Hawley, and I'm the recording secretary. My daughter is a sophomore, and she's also in the vet science program.
I believe that's all it for now.
Yeah. We also have a few
yeah.
one as well. Yep.
Yeah. Well, also we have an SL team that includes myself, George Jones, my wife, Lakia Jones, Samantha Philbert, and Marie Helene Atwood. Our Title I team is Miss Felicia Dinowitz and Judith. Next slide.
All right.
Reading of the minutes. Miss Hawley.
Sorry, my computer was lagging there.
That's okay.
All right, so for the October meeting, we opened the meeting at 6 like usual. We did introductions. We reviewed the minutes from the September meeting. Our principal gave a presentation. He talked about the superintendent meeting with PTA presidents, and they found among the parents, one of the biggest concern was about mental health of the students. So he highlighted that Mr. Robinson has brought in a lot of social workers to the school, and they have set up some mediation programs, not only between students who are having issues, but also students and teachers or staff, with the goal that all the parties can move forward without resentment. The biggest concern they found among students was college prep. So he discussed a little about the different kind of classes that Abraham Lincoln offers, and highlighted that the college counselors are available and are going around and helping students sign up for the Navient system. They discussed the new grading app that the DOE made that replaced Pupil Path, which the teachers are still trying to learn. You can find it in your NYC Schools account, and grades should slowly be showing up there if you check it. Let's see, the 9th and 10th graders did the MAP growth test. Let's see, then we had a presentation from Miss Kelly in the College for Preparedness Office. The college coordinators are located in room 231 for 9th, 10th, and 11th graders, and room 223A for 12th graders. She then went over different things that the different students should be doing to be prepared for college applications, that is. She talked a little bit about how college admissions work and different special opportunity programs that the office could help your student apply for. She also talked about different ways they can help you, like by filling out the FAFSA and other programs like that. She highlighted that the parent's role is really to be supportive, to help your child narrow down their interest list, and to try to arrange to visit colleges, even if it's only, an online visit. She mentioned there's a lot of resources on the Abraham Lincoln webpage in the academic section under college and career services. We then had a presentation with a parents panel, which was made up of Miss Crystal Brown, her son was a class of 2022, and Miss Joanna Brown, whose child was the class of 2020, and they just offered some tips, and things that they wish they had known or things that were helpful for them. And you can find all that spelled out in the minutes that are posted on the webpage. We then had a teacher corner with Mr. Robinson and Ms. Jabril. Again, they talked about the new grading app that replaced Pupil Path. They mentioned going forward for marking periods 2 and 3, parents should receive a course concern notification from a teacher if your student is in danger of failing the class. We had a president's message from Ms. Scott, just thanking the school team for listening to the PTA for these years. Let's see, then we did the treasurer's report where there had been no change in the bank account. The secretary report, just again reiterating, you can always contact us at our our email address. We had a fundraising report that we were looking for volunteers. So please contact us if you are interested in volunteering for that committee. Let's see, there's a blood drive. I think it's this week. If you're under 16, your students will need a parent's permission, and they can get permission slips in Mr. Gone's room. The Title I committee had elections and elected their new chairperson. And then there was just a reminder about the meeting being on Wednesday, because parent and teacher conferences are tomorrow and Friday. And if you need to schedule a conference, you can contact your child's teachers to set that up. And then we adjourn the meeting at 7:55. And that's it.
Thank you. I'd like to motion to approve the meeting minutes.
I second that.
Thank you, Ms. Scott.
Same as well.
Thank you. The minutes has been accepted. And next slide. Also, before anything, can you check the chat to sign in? There's a link to fill out on the Google Sheet. Our minutes are always posted on the parent/PTA section on the ALHS website. Translations are also available for all PTA documents. Use the school website's select language function or email the PTA if you need them in any language. The email is Abraham Lincoln's High School, actually hspta@gmail.com. Next slide. Mr. Hoogenboom, I know you're here.
There, it just took me a while to turn on my microphone. I
How
hope
you
you can all
doing?
hear me. I'm
Yes,
good,
we
thank
can.
you. Okay. Of course, I was planning on reminding everyone of the parent-teacher conferences, but evidently you're all cognizant of that. But I would like to share some things that maybe you're not all aware of. And it's funny, I don't remember the exact date. I think it was last week. It's just an anecdote I want to share. A student was choking in our main lobby. You know, she had eaten something and went down the wrong pipe. And I don't know if any of you have ever choked or been with anyone who's ever choked. It's terrifying. And we're very fortunate that SSA Vaughn Blackwell, who's been at our school for years, immediately sprung into action, applied the Heimlich maneuver several times, and she was fine. She was obviously shaken up and was sitting on the floor for a while, and then she went down to the health clinic to relax a bit, but did not have to go to the hospital, and is fine. And to me, that exemplifies what our school safety agents do. They're not just standing around barking at students. They are part counselor, part part confidant. They assist. They listen to the students. You know, we say everybody has a somebody at Lincoln. Some of our students' somebodies are the safety agents. We're just so grateful to them, and that just exemplified what they do every day. We had a wonderful open house for prospective students, and once again, you know, our teachers and students were incredible. Students escorting families around for this little scavenger hunt where they're looking in various rooms. But once again, our school safety agents reassured, you know, so many parents and students, when you go into a new environment, when you go into a large high school, when you go into a high school with scanning, people need reassurance. And we had just a beautiful, beautiful open house. Another thing that reminded me of what a wonderful school we have was our blood drive today. So many students and teachers participated. I participated, but I'm kind of lucky. I can like, you know, slink back to my office and you know, drink a lot of fluids and really relax. Teachers and students are just amazing. The way they go, they give blood, and then go right back into their day. We can't always say I saved a life today, but those of us who gave blood can honestly say that, and that's a wonderful feeling. Our attendance is not as good as it should be. The city attendance is down, so is ours. And one of the great things about our school is our special Friday professional learning for teachers. Unfortunately, I think some students feel that because it's a shorter day, that maybe it isn't as important. Particularly this Friday with our jumbled periods. That's because we want to stagger the dismissals because of the parent-teacher conferences in the afternoon. Some students might feel it's not worth going. Parents, I am shamelessly bribing your children. Any child who comes to school on Friday gets a free t-shirt. And it's a nice t-shirt. It's a black t-shirt that says, "Love, not hate, Abraham Lincoln High School." So it's a wonderful message, and it's a nice T-shirt. And I've made announcements today, and I'll make an announcement tomorrow about that T-shirt. Speaking of T-shirts, since you're going to get a new T-shirt, you can also get rid of some stuff. And we are doing a warm clothing drive. So any warm clothing, please. Sometimes we have like 2 coats when we only have one body. So be happy to give any of your warm clothing, okay? But just warm clothing, please. No halter tops or anything, because it's really for the present. So feel free to send some warm clothing with your child to school, and they will throw it in the bin, and that will help somebody who truly needs it. Another thing that's happening that I want to share with you is back in September, a Lincoln alum got in touch with me and said he wanted to come by. He graduated in 1964 as our valedictorian. If you do the math, that means he's in his 70s. He's an amazing man. He worked in the Clinton administration and then became the superintendent of schools in San Diego for 6 years. He married a federal judge. He's very excited about supporting the school in various ways. And for our law program, which has a new courtroom, a new mock courtroom, he talked with his wife, who was willing to come and serve as a judge for our students when they're doing mock trials and stuff. And I just think that's going to be just awesome for our students to have a real federal judge sitting there wearing her robe, banging on the desk with a gavel, allowing students to really understand what it is like being a lawyer. And I'm going to meet with him further on Tuesday with both Mr. Mullins and Mr. Barton in the law program to finalize that information. Finally, I want to share what we shared with the school leadership team. Any senior parent, the FAFSA dinner, FAFSA, F-A-F-S-A, it's the federal student loan system. You have to fill out a form. It's a pain in the neck. It's something that, unless you have an older child, you've never done it before. And misery loves company. It's like going with a group of your friends to lift weights or something, or to clean out a basement. So all senior parents, show up the evening of the 29th, that's Tuesday, the 29th, in the library. We will feed you, and we will also have computers and experts available to help you fill out this form, and you'll get it over with. We'll check that off and hopefully have a good time doing it, because many hands make light work. That's all I have to share with you. But I'm more than happy to take any questions that anyone might have.
Any questions from Mr. Hoogenboom?
It looks like there's one in the chat about SAT prep. Will that be offered?
Yes. Unfortunately, I am very, very hazy on the details. I wish Ms. Baumfeld was here or Ms. Kelly. Mr. Robinson, do you know anything about this, or Mr. Capizzo? Or Ms. Jabil? Okay, all I hear are crickets.
Sorry.
So,
Sorry, I don't
I
have
guess
any
the
details
answer
either.
is forthcoming, Mr. Hoogenboom.
yes, I will always rely on the DOE's language with COVID. The answer is forthcoming, but I will try to make it more
Police station.
forthcoming than the DOE.
We'll look that up.
Mhm. Mr. Hoogenboom?
Any other questions?
I think you're getting off easy this meeting there, Mr. Hoogenboom.
Yeah, look at
Yeah,
that.
yes,
George,
yes,
you come on
I
and
don't understand.
nobody
I
wants
think-
to give Mr. Hoogenboom
No,
a hard
no.
time.
It's because Mr. Jones is running an excellent meeting.
I
Scott.
see that.
That's exactly
That's
it.
why
Mhm.
I'm very pleased. You used to rile them up,
I do
I'd be
rile everybody
peppered.
up.
peppered with questions.
So you better get off now
Mm.
before they ask. Oh, there goes the questions. But I think this is probably more for Mr. Brill or Mr. Robinson.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to, number one, thank all parents for your support. I know how difficult it is on any weeknight to just get on. And also, if there are any questions, any concerns, please look at my email, ahoogen, HOOGEN, at schools.nyc.gov, and please email me. And if I don't get in touch with you, I'll make sure that the person who can quickly answer your question does get in touch with you, because it is really, really important that you feel supported when there is a question or a concern.
Okay. Have a great night, Mr. Hoogenboom.
Thank you so much.
Ms. Khan, are you ready?
Yes, I am. Do you have my slides or
No.
you don't? So I'm
No.
probably gonna have to share my screen with you guys.
Okay, no
I
problem.
already made you co-host, so you'll be able to view.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Sorry, you'll be able to share. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I have to figure this out. Give me 1 second.
If you're not able to, let me know, because I think Mr. Brill sent them to me. Oh, I see.
All right.
There you go.
So I'm gonna just start from give me 1 second. All right, so you guys could see the full screen now, right?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Good evening, guys. My name is Mrs. Khan. I'm one of the guidance counselors at Abraham Lincoln High School. I specifically serve the ENL department. So basically newcomers that are coming to the United States, and those who are considered Ls from their junior high school until they test out, they're under ESL or ENL. So I just felt that a lot of parents don't know, might know the name of the guidance counselors, but don't know the face to the guidance counselor. So I thought this is a great idea to kind of show you guys, who our guidance counselors are. So starting from the top, this is Mr. Brian Vega. He's the 9th grade guidance counselor. Then we're going to go to Miss Vanessa Landberg. She's the 10th grade guidance counselor. Mr. Michael Tomlin, he's actually brand new this year. He's also the 10th grade guidance counselor and an at-risk guidance counselor. Miss Dina Felser, she's the 11th grade guidance counselor. Miss Samantha Severa Watson, as some of you guys might already know her, she is the 12th grade guidance counselor for the seniors this year. Miss Deirdre Schoenfelder, she's the instructional support service guidance counselor for all grades 9 through 12. And then it's me, Naela Khan, ENL guidance counselor, all grades 9 through 12. And then it's Mr. Vega, Christopher Vega. He's at the bottom. He's the at-risk guidance counselor for all grades. Anybody have any questions so far? I guess not. So I'm going to move forward. So basically, I understand that you guys were interested in figuring out the role of the guidance counselor in the school and what guidance counselors do and what they're there for. So in the next few slides, I'm going to just break it down to you guys exactly what we do and how we could help you or how we could help your your children in our school. So the role of the guidance counselor basically is to ensure the student's social, emotional, and academic needs, make sure that they're met. Basically, we meet with the students, we do some family outreach, academic interventions, social, emotional support, connecting students with resources, whether that's resources within our school or outside. College and career planning, like having conversations around, hey, what do you want to become? You know, have you spoken to Miss Kelly yet? Have you done your Naviance? Like having conversations in regards to that. And also working collaboratively with other parts of the people personnel team. So the guidance counselors are part of a larger team that is part of the social workers and the guidance counselors, and we're all we all in this together. So kind of like it's like a working parts working with the social workers and the college office. And also collecting and analyzing data such as attendance, outreach, and academics to create target groups that we could reach out to. So, this is a lot to take in, but like I feel like we're pulled and pushed in so many different directions, but as a whole, we all come together and work collectively and collaboratively trying to figure out what's the best, fit scenario for certain students and certain families. We are big on collecting data. Attendance is a big thing that we target on a daily basis. Trying to see who's coming in, what their attendance looks like. If their attendance is low and they're failing some classes, like we create target groups that we try to target first and then work up on the ladder. So that's also some things that we do. Sorry. So some parents might want to know what the average day of a counselor looks like. I feel like every day is a brand new day. There's not like one specific schedule we follow. Every day could bring something new. So what we could be doing on a day-to-day basis is checking in on students' progress, meeting with students, whether that's a student that comes to our door and be like, hey, I need to talk. A student that is coming in to ask, hey, I just want to see what my grades look like. A student that is like in crisis or in need of support immediately. Those are some of the things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes we also meet with families. We schedule conferences, or families kind of do show up at the door and be like, hey, we want to talk to you. We want to know what's going on with our children. Can you meet with us? And, we take out time to go downstairs and meet with them. Sometimes conferences are around attendance, are around, dean's issues, are around academic issues. So basically meeting with families and trying to figure out a plan for their child, specifically around what, the need is. We are also answering phone calls, emails, and Microsoft Team chats. As you guys know, throughout the pandemic, that's something that we use, and we're still using it on a daily basis. And I feel like it's great. We're able to text with our students, and it's amazing. So just, responding to students when they need us via chat as well. And being available when needed for the school and students alike. So sometimes teachers will come to us and be like, hey, can I talk to you about the student? I noticed something about the student and, it might be a concern. Can you pull the student into, your office today and talk to them? So it's just a lot of different meetings that we, throughout the day, phone calls, and, also paperwork. Attend IEP meetings. So that's for the ISS guidance counselor, just attending meetings and school and staff meetings. So that's what an average day of a counselor looks like. Does anybody have any questions in regards to this?
This is Leah. There are quite a few questions. I don't know if you want to just run through the rest of your discussion.
Do you want me to look at the questions, or should I answer them at the end? I don't know. Let me take a look at some of them before.
That's really up to you.
I'm just going to look at some of them just before I move forward. So one question is about, I'm sorry. Can they get their working papers from the guidance counselors? So we don't have working papers in our offices, but we do have a specific office, which is room 134, and Miss Sheik is the one that does the working papers. So whenever they do come to us and ask about working papers, we direct them down to the first floor to room 134. The next question is, can you provide newcomers with a map of Lincoln High School? Where are the bathrooms? Where are the guidance counselors' offices, etc.? My daughter is new in the school and she's having, a hard time finding things. So we don't have like a map of the school, but we do like kind of go over with students and we walk, like, you know, let's say for instance, my kids, if they're new, they come in, I kind of walk them to their classes. I show them where my office is. I let them know where Mr. Robinson's office is in case that they can't find me. And bathrooms are clearly labeled, but I think that's actually a good idea to kind of have a map of things to provide to students that are new, that are coming into the school. That's a great idea. That's something that maybe we could talk about on a school level. My computer, I don't know, let me see. What's the latest when class starts? Is a student no longer allowed to enter the class and have to wait in the auditorium? I don't know the exact timing. And Mr. Robinson, are you on? I do know that after a certain period of time.
Yes, I'm on here.
Yeah, so the question is, what's the latest once class starts? Student is no longer allowed to enter the class. So let's say they're entered through scanning and it's already, how many minutes past the period they're not allowed to go in and they have to wait in the auditorium?
I'll check right now and I'll get back to you.
Okay, great. And then the following, I think this is the last question. Ms. Meadows asked that I heard some students are able to graduate early. How can a child graduate early and if they have to take English each year? So some students do come to us and speak to us about graduating early. So we kind of want to figure out what their plan is before they do graduate early. It is a possibility. It depends on where the student is and what their plans are, like post-secondary plans are, and where they are academically. So that's definitely a conversation that the child could have with their guidance counselor. It is a possibility. And yes, they still have to take all 8 English classes before they do graduate. So they do have to complete all of their graduation requirements, even if they're graduating early. So let's say, for instance, one of my kids is graduating early. They need to take English. I either double them up in English, depending on, you know, what our conversation is about post-secondary plans, what they want to do in life, what their plans are. Sometimes we offer summer school, so they could take like the English class that they need in summer school, or we double them up in the semester that they're, in school. We double them up in the English classes or whatever classes that they may need. So I'm going to move forward. So this kind of just breaks down what a counselor does throughout a school year. So this is hard for me to put together because I'm like trying to figure out, like, breaking it down. And it's, even the last slide, I kind of laughed and was like, what does my everyday look like? And it's so different on a daily basis. But the year, basically, I kind of broke it down as to what we actually do by season. So all year long, we do provide social emotional support, academic support, advocacy. We even teach our kids to advocate for themselves. Attendance, outreach, regular outreach, and college and career planning. That happens throughout the entire year, from September all up till June. In the fall, so when the students do come in and, September, it's all about program changes, new admits. So new admits basically are kids that are coming in new to the school. They're either new to the system or are transferring into the school at the beginning of the school year. So that was a bit challenging this year, especially for me. I had a lot of students from around the world come into school. I've never seen this amount of immigrants immigrate to the United States and come into our school. In my past 5 years that I've been at Lincoln, we've had a lot of Ukraine refugees come in. So that was a whole chunk of September, October, just programming those kids, taking a look at their foreign transcripts from their countries and evaluating those transcripts and seeing what proper classes they need to take. So that was what fall kind of looks like. Program changes, basically trying to meet the needs of our students. I know a lot of times students come into us and be like, hey, I don't like this teacher, or I don't like, I feel like I've already taken this class. And, it's program changes takes a lot of time between September and October. So that's like our fall. Winter, basically, it's like Regent signups, transcript reviews, college and career planning, and Family L night. So the ENL students on December 7th, for all ENL students, we're holding like a family night where students and families could come into the school. We're going to talk about college. We're going to talk about credits. So it's basically allowing the parents and the students to come in and learn more about what our credit requirements are, what our college requirements are. So I will be there, Miss Kelly will be there, our AP, Miss Baumfeld will be there, a lot of the kids will be there. We have volunteers, we have students, we have parents, we're gonna have food. So it's just basically a night to welcome parents and, giving them the information that they might be looking for. So that also happens in the winter, where it's on December 7th. And in between winter and spring, so second semester obviously is going to start. So that's another round of programming and program changes, senior contracts and meetings. So this is something that all senior counselors do. So that's Mr. Vera Watson, myself, and Miss Schoenfelder. We all have seniors. Mr. Vera Watson obviously has the chunk of seniors, and then Miss Schoenfelder and I have a less amount of seniors. So basically going over their transcripts and making sure that all of their classes, making sure that they're in all the classes that they need. We create a contract where the students see what they have taken first semester, what they're going to take second semester, and if need be, what they need for summer school, how many credits they have. We also give them their transcript. We show them what grades they have for regents. A lot of them have waivers because of COVID. And we meet with them one-on-one. We go over the contract together. And if they have any questions, they could ask us right there and then. We send the contract home with them so that the parents could also take a look at them and see them and look at their transcripts. We ask them to sign it and bring it back to us. So basically just letting them know what requirements are remaining and what they need to do in order for them to graduate. Moving forward, we have also another Family L night. We have two in the spring. One is like a cultural night that we do, and another one is just a celebration that we do. So again, bringing the ENL families together into the school, and so the students could feel welcomed into the Lincoln community. Each guidance counselor also does guidance presentations in the English classes. So in early spring, we go around in all the classes, freshmen, sophomore, and juniors. I also go into my seniors just so they could have another round of a look at their transcripts. So guidance presentations basically consist of what requirements, what the New York City requirements are for graduation, what they need to take, what their credits look like. They take a look at their transcripts. It's very important for like the freshmen as well, so they could understand that they have to get credits, what they need to graduate, what a transcript looks like. So we kind of do a rundown of that. And then moving forward, before the seniors can graduate, we do a senior certification form. So basically certifying the seniors, the counselor has to certify a senior that they are done with their requirements and that they will be graduating. That happens like early mid-June. And then June Regent sign up for all students, summer school signups, and then just closing the year. So that's what the year kind of an overall understanding of what the year looks like. So something new that came out recently, it's a new New York State mandate. It's called IPR, Individual Progress Reviews. So basically what the state wants us to do is meet with each student on our caseload individually on an annual basis, at least, to discuss academic performance, social emotional learning, and college and career planning. So once we meet with the students, we have to input that meeting into STARS, which is one of the programs that we use. We have to log our meeting and we have to just fill in some information in regards to the conversation that we had. So one thing that I'm looking forward to with this new New York State mandate is being able to meet with students that we might not meet on a regular basis, because a lot of our time gets consumed with kids that are failing or are not on the right track or are not coming to school. So this will give us a chance to meet with kids that we might not see on a regular basis. So this is something that just came out this year, and this is something that each counselor will be working on throughout the year. And then lastly, I feel like a lot of parents don't have the correct information for the guidance counselors, and I just wanted to lay out how you could reach out to your guidance counselor. You guys could reach out to us whenever you guys want to. I have the phone numbers on there, emails on there. You guys could email us. You guys could call us. Some of us have Google Voice numbers that we still use. I know I do, where I communicate with parents. Sometimes when the phone doesn't go through when I'm calling them, I send them a quick text from my phone and be like, hey, I tried calling you. Can you please call me back? And it's easier for parents to respond that way. You guys could email us. You guys could even chat us through Microsoft Teams. Sometimes I know parents hop onto the Microsoft Teams, be like, hey, I'm so-and-so's mom. I just want to know like some information. And then, we're able to connect on that way. I want you guys to be able to have all the information possible on how to connect with us. You guys could call us, schedule an appointment. We could meet with you guys. You guys could reach out to us about anything like, hey, how's my child's attendance this week? And we're more than willing to give that information. Or how's my child progressing in school? How could you help me? I need so-and-so information. We're always there for you guys. And I wish that you guys, and I hope that you guys utilize this information to reach out to us, to talk to us about anything that might pertain to your child, whenever you guys want to. So we are always open. Our team is amazing. We work together collaboratively. Our supervisor, Mr. Robinson, is great. Even if we're not there, he's always there to step in and be like, hey, you could talk to me, like if a parent's there and we're absent. So you guys, there's not a time where you're going to go to the school or call us or call the main office and not speak to somebody. You guys could email us. You guys could call. Somebody will always be there to answer your questions. And I don't want parents to hesitate to talk to us, because I feel like a lot of people do, and a lot of people might hesitate. Like, given my role in the ENL department, a lot of parents might hesitate to talk to me because they might not speak English. But again, we have translating services. So what I usually tell parents that I meet, that, hey, if you don't speak English, just tell me you're so-and-so's mother, and I'll hang up and I'll call you back with the language, with the translation line. So, that's something that, we have available. We have Google translates everything. So, we're available for you guys. And I'll open the floor to any questions that you guys might have. I think we have 2 questions here. Okay.
So you got one here that says, when is the best time to contact your counselor about your child's schedule for next school year?
So next school year, so basically around the May time, we start looking at, we start pre-programming students. So once our program chair finalizes what the next, I'm sorry. Was that somebody talking?
No.
Okay, sorry. So basically, once our school finalizes what the next year's codes look like, we definitely start May, June to start plugging away. So we put in course requests. So what we also do is what I want to also say, backtrack a little bit, is Microsoft Teams is where a lot of our information is posted. So each guidance counselor has their own team, and we put information on there for students to read and to, check. So what we do before we actually put in the requests, counselors each put in a survey for students to kind of put in what elective that they might want to take next year. Do they want to take a lunch? Do they want an early start or a late start? So we give them a form, a Google form that they could fill out that comes to us, and we read what their request is and we put that request in. So you could reach out to the guidance counselor by May, June to be like, hey, I want to know about my child's schedule for next year. Although the schedules are not finalized at that time, the schedules do get finalized before the school year starts. We put in requests. So if you have any questions about what requests that you want to put in, you guys could definitely reach out to us at the end of the school year for the next academic year.
We put that in the newsletter too, just to add on to that. So if you're paying attention to the newsletter, whether it's March, April, or May, when we start doing those surveys, it'll be in there, and that's going to be the best time to reach out.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson. Um,
Mm,
I feel every time I scroll, I miss a beat. Hold on.
Yeah, for seniors graduating early, are they still allowed access to the school to attend meetings and other events at the school?
I know they're allowed to attend senior events. But I don't know if they're allowed access to the school to attend club meetings, but I know that they're allowed to join in on senior activities.
Yeah, we do make just to jump in again, we do make a special effort to make sure those students are included in all senior activities. If any senior graduating early wanted to go to clubs still, we haven't come across that request, but they could talk to me and we could probably work something out.
Okay. Another question is, do you know when the history regions from last year will reflect the waiver for the students that received 64?
I'll jump in, Ms. Khan. That's a great question. Something that I've been keeping my eye on. For these waivers, we had to actually apply to the superintendent's office. They had to grant us approval, and then we can add it to the waivers. So I actually just got an email from our academic policy superintendent rep with 516 approved waivers. So those will be going on. Probably they'll be on the transcript by before Thanksgiving.
I think the next question is, how do I know if my child is receiving the correct courses for their major? Is there some sort of formula? So basically, the New York City Department of Education has set requirements that a child needs to take in order for them to graduate. So I don't know if it means like if they're part of like vet science or if they're part of, the computer science program or photography program. I think that's something that you could also reach out to their guidance counselor about, but we make sure that we evaluate their transcripts. We evaluate the transcripts on a rolling basis to make sure the child is scheduled properly to where they need to be. So we definitely don't miss a beat on that. So I'm sure that the child is receiving correct courses, but if you have any questions about that, you definitely could reach out to your child's guidance counselor. But we review transcripts on a rolling basis. Can your child take swimming as a PE class? Yes. So swimming was open this semester, but it was closed due to the teacher. But we do have swimming, and most likely it will be back next semester. And I think that was the last question that we have. Anybody else could jump on and ask any questions. Come on, like on the on the microphone if anybody has any questions.
Which is the correct transcript to look at? The one that's, well, the one that was on People Path, or the one that's in the My Schools or My Student, whichever one it is, because I see two different information.
So we don't use People Path anymore. I think that was eliminated. People Path is eliminated. The My Schools one might be the updated one, but you could always, do not hesitate, reach out to the guidance counselor and ask for a copy. We have the most updated copies on our computers. So if you have any questions in regards to that, parent-teacher conference is coming up. You guys could reach out to your guidance counselors during that time and ask for an updated transcript.
Okay.
But I just want to say you guys are most welcome to reach out to us whenever. We have our office hours. We are there. If we're not there on that day, we will answer you guys. And we are here for you and your children alike, for anything that they may need, social, emotionally, academically. We have a great people personnel department. We have a lot of social workers that are here to listen. We are here to listen, and we are here for you guys.
Any more questions for Ms. Khan before we move on? Ms.
If you
Khan,
guys-
I'd like to thank you for your presentation.
Anytime. If you guys have any questions, you guys know where to, I think you guys have the slides, so you guys could forward the information of the guidance counselors, contact information. And if you guys have any questions, you could email me. It's on the screen, ncon15@schools.nyc.gov. If you have, if you're doubtful about, who the guidance counselor is, I'll be more than welcome to give you that information as well.
Thank you again.
All right, I'm gonna hop off. I hope you guys have a great night.
You too. Teachers Corner. Mr. Capizzo.
Oh, man. All right. Give me 2 seconds. Let me get my stuff together because there's a lot to talk about. Not too much, but there's still a lot to talk about. So give me just 2 seconds so I can get myself ready. Because I just want to make sure I have everything outlined in order. All right, so let's begin. Okay, so first off, hi everyone. Let me put my camera on so everyone can see me. All right, I'm still in my work clothes today, so bear with me. All right, hi everyone. So just to fill everyone in, my name is Mr. Capizzo. I am the PTA somebody. So I'm here to answer any questions with also the assistance of Mr. Robinson as well. So just to fill you in, okay, first off, we have parent-teacher conference is tomorrow night from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. as well as this Friday from 12:30 to 2:30. Teachers have been posting a link on Teams to sign up for the times, for those scheduled times. You can also email the teacher directly to set up the time as well. If for any chance teacher was not able to get back to you in any way, shape, or form, send an email. They will get back to you. All right, so then we can get that situated. Also, just as a quick heads up, the marking period will be ending in 2 weeks on December. Let me get my calendar to open up so I can tell you the exact date. I believe the date is December 2nd. So the marking period would end on December 2nd. And because it's going to end on December 2nd, this Friday is known as the parent notification. So where we will be getting sending out notification to you guys to let you know what is going on and to give you a heads up on grades right now. We are using Gamma. For those that know what Gamma is our grading system. It is through the New York City Schools account. If you go on and log into the student's account, students can see their grades directly through there, okay? If a student cannot see a grade directly through there, go to the teacher and let them know, I cannot see my grades directly through there. One of the things that is a little hiccup right now with grades from a teacher's side is that sometimes we put the grades in, but we also have to post the grades. It's like an extra button. So if there's no grades listed, go to the teacher, say, hey, I don't see my grades, and we will post them. So then you'll be able to see the grades, okay? It's just a little nuance that, we have to get used to with the system. Just want to give everyone a heads up. Also, we had our blood drive today, which was very successful. To give you a little bit of background information, okay, Mr. Robinson, Mr. Hoogenboom brought up before, this Friday is a red flag attendance day. Red flag attendance day is one of the days that highlights what is normally an attendance day that is a bad attendance, okay, across the city. So in order to compensate, because it is a shortened day on Friday, because of also parent-teacher conference, we are giving out we are giving out a free t-shirt, okay? The t-shirt, to highlight for you guys, was actually one of the big things started by the superintendent, our superintendent, Michael Prayer, called Love, Not Hate. It is a big initiative that he is focusing on throughout the district, and he's focusing on a couple of goals that I could share with you guys. Goal 1 is to get to the root of hate and violence. We need to educate, inspire. We need a bailout, and we need change across our nation. And in order to do that, with goal 2 is to bring together people who want to implement change within their communities and stop the many forms of violence. Okay, and one of the big things that we are doing in our school with this sort of program is that we have an organization called Our Brother's Keeper. It is a club in Lincoln that takes our young gentlemen and makes them kind of role models for the school and gives them a purpose in our community. And it's been very impactful so far. And we welcome everyone to please bring your kids in for Friday, get that shirt, share that message to all, okay? And then the other big thing happening is, as Mr. Hoogenboom mentioned about attendance, we are also doing an attendance initiative. So tomorrow in class, and I will get that email from Mr. Robinson, they will be receiving attendance letters, okay? The letters are colored a certain color. If you get a blue letter, you get 10 weeks of perfect attendance, and all those students will get a blue wristband. If they get a green letter, it's a 90% or better attendance, so not yet blue, and yellow means under 90%. So what we're doing is we're rolling out a perfect streak attendance initiative, okay? This initiative will happen in the span of different weeks. So if you get 10 plus perfect weeks of attendance, you get a blue level, which is a Lincoln wristband. If you get 20 consecutive weeks, you get the white level, which is a level up wristband. If you get 30 plus perfect weeks of attendance, you get the gold level, which is a Lincoln swag t-shirt. And 35 plus consecutive perfect weeks of attendance is the platinum level grand prize, okay? So we are definitely trying to push our students. We had a huge success last year when we were doing this, with the wristbands. Kids were collecting them. So we're bringing it back. And it's going to be a big focus that we're happy we're bringing back this year. Mr. Robinson, am I missing anything before I take questions?
Sorry, it takes me a little while to get off mute, but Mr. Capizzo, you're doing a great job. You nailed
Mr. Capizzo.
Thank you.
You nailed a lot.
Thank you, little one. Also, I forgot to mention one more thing. This Friday is also the senior trip for Dave and Buster's. So that was the other thing I remember. Yes. So that's this Friday as well. So seniors can come, they get the t-shirt, and they go to their trip. Fun. All right. Ms. Scott, you asked the question, what is the Gamma website, and do parents have a separate username and password? Mr. Robinson, do you want to handle that question?
Sure. Gamma is kind of the DOE brand for in-house what New York City Schools account looks like, as well as a new online attendance platform. So Gamma isn't actually anything parents have interface with. I think it's just like kind of like we had Schedula, but I believe the parent interface was Pupil Path. So the parent interface of Gamma is the New York City Schools account. So if you go into your New York City Schools account, you can go right in there and you can click your way to the grade book, and you can see your child's grades as soon as the teachers upload it. 1 second, boy. And also if they're 10th, 11th or 12th grade, the transcripts there and report cards are there too.
And I just posted it in the chat if you need to know the website. So it's schoolsaccount.nyc. When you go there, you'll be able to, it's for parent, guardian, okay? You sign in, okay? And you can track your student, both the student and as well as you can log in yourself.
One of the things I'm excited about the Gamma being connected to the New York City Schools account is we do have 1,200 parents signed up for the New York City Schools account. So if we can leverage that with the grade book in Schedula and Pupil, Pupil Path,
Okay.
We got up to about 600.
Right, so we're having a lot of more parents sign up, which is really good because it looks like from whatever they did before in middle school, it's transferred over. So it's an instant transfer over that they've already, parents have already been accessed to the school's account. So, which has been a big improvement. Now with teachers, because we're now into this new system, grading system, we're just getting adjusted to it. So then we'd be able to upload grades, everyone can see it, and start getting into like a smoother transition for all. Any questions? I have 3 confirmations out of 7 teachers for parent-teacher conference. Should I be worried? Well, that depends on if you're nervous, if your child should be seeing all of them. But no, I wouldn't be nervous. Okay, don't be frightened. If you really need to speak to a teacher, email them, get on the ball. Worst case scenario, get in touch with the guidance counselor. Okay. And then they will get on top of us even more. Okay. So if you don't hear from the teacher, go straight to the guidance counselor, and also go to Mr. Brill too. Okay, both of those are really great resources to be like, hey, I'm trying to reach a teacher, I can't.
You can reach out to me directly too. If you just email me, I'll put my email in the chat. You could do that right now. I would appreciate it, and I can follow up first thing tomorrow.
Cool. All right. Any other questions? You can unmute yourself if you want. Don't be shy.
I guess not. Thank you, Mr. Capizzo.
You're welcome.
Great presentation as usual.
Thank you.
Next slide.
Good evening. This is Leah Scott. I was asked to go and do a quick PTA president message. As always, thank you very much for coming on this evening, giving us your time, not just the parents, but the teachers and administrative staff as well. It's always appreciative. Please, if you haven't done so already, please get with the teachers. If you can't get with your teachers for meetings in these next 2 days, get with your guidance counselor. They will make sure maybe emails are being bounced back, or maybe when they're calling, it's a wrong number. I know that there's some conflict of information and between the teachers and the parents. Everyone's trying to work together. I think that's about it. Doing my very best to stay quiet, George. So I'm gonna go and put this meeting back towards you, but thank you all for a great evening. And we're gonna be trying to get this meeting done shortly. Thank you.
Next slide.
All right, treasurer's report. Still a little quiet for the month of October. We did have a very small bank interest and dividend, as well as some membership dues that came in September. Thank you again to everyone who contributed. I'll try to put in the chat the link to ChatterUp as well, which is our online system for collecting funds from anyone who wants to donate funds. It's easy, it's fun, it benefits the students and the Lincoln community. So again, membership dues, we did collect $110. You'll note that there were no expenses last month. That doesn't mean that we're not doing anything with the funds. The PTA has been working with the attendance committee, with others as well, with Mr. Robinson, to come up with some ideas and support the school's initiatives. But the fact is that we have not spent, we did not spend any money in October, but we are, like I said, working very closely with the school to figure out how we can best use funds for the Lincoln community. Trying to keep it as short as possible. Like I said, I'll try to drop the dues link in the chat, so you can see it right there. It's at ChatterUp as well, chatterup.com. Any questions anyone has? happy to answer.
Will the PTA be contributed to the holiday food drive this year?
We've done holiday, we've done food drives, we've done food pantries, we've done all sorts of different things, and yeah, we do make sure that that the PTA does vote on allocations for funds, but absolutely, that sounds like something we could certainly do. I mean, PTAs, we don't have money just to sit on it. We have funds and collect funds to support the Lincoln community, which includes parents, students, and teachers. Absolutely.
This is Leah Scott. We did have a little delay on being able to spend funds because we don't have enough people on our bank account to sign. But we are looking at getting that rectified tomorrow. So then we can go and push forward on being able to spend funds. That's why there's been a bit of a delay of getting money in, but not putting money out. So hopefully in the next, by tomorrow, that'll be resolved and we'll be able to start putting out information.
Absolutely.
Any more questions?
Hi, good evening. Let me just pop in for a second. Hi, I just saw a question in the chat for me. You guys hear me?
Yes.
Oh, hi. Mr. or Miss Nicholas, I was not in today. I will get a hold of the creation code tomorrow. I'll send the link again. If you haven't done so already, please fill out the creation code request form and make sure that you have the OSIS number correctly and your email correctly, and I'll be more than happy to get back to you and email you a creation code. For anyone who does not have or forgot their password for the New York Schools account creation code or New York Schools account, please submit a request on this site that I just sent to the chat. You scroll down, and then once you scroll down, it gives you the option to fill out the form.
Thank you, Mr. Brew. Ms. Hawley?
I don't have anything to report this month. Just as usual, feel free to contact us by email if you have any questions, and either myself or Miss Marcellus will get back to you or direct your email to a person who can help you.
Go back one.
Oh, sorry, did I? Sorry about that.
Committee reports, fundraising committee. Anything to report? No.
I don't believe there's a report from that committee yet. No.
Next on. School details, informational support teams update, upcoming dates.
It's on the next slide.
Aha.
Yes, this is the list of support staff in the school, from guidance counselors to AP teachers, APs, counselors. Next slide. The ALHS school calendar. As you see, the blood drive and the PTA meetings are today. Tomorrow will be parent teacher conference from 6 to 8 in the evening. There will be a half a day on Friday, November 18th, and parent teacher conference starts at 12:35 to 2:35. On Monday, November 21st, the toy drive begins. Of course, November 24th and November 25th, school will be closed for Thanksgiving recess. Ew. Is that an error? 'Cause I see toy drive begins this week on November 28th. Does that say what age for toys?
Yes, the toy drive. What ages are you collecting for?
I believe we're just collecting toys. I'm not sure. Mr. Robinson?
Yes, that's right. If it's a toy, we'll take it and give it to a kid.
Also, on November 29th is the FAFSA filing dinner. And okay, can you go to the next one, please?
Oops, sir.
December 2nd is when the school market period ends. And that's for market period 2, I believe. The SAT exam is on December 3rd. Report cards will be given out on December 9th. The ACT exam is on December 10th.
And both of those, sorry, Ms. Jones, both those, the ACT and the SAT, those are through the College Board. That's not the New York City DOE SAT days.
Okay.
Someone just want to cut in, and I apologize. Someone mentioned, I just saw it mentioned in the chat, this Saturday is the home playoff game for Lincoln. They're in the playoffs, the football team. They're playing Bayside. So if you can, please come out. It's at 12 o'clock, show your support. So please, that would be great. And then Ms. Sutton, you mentioned the SAT exam is on the 3rd and the ACT exam is on the 10th. And Mr. Robinson, if I'm correct, the ACT exam is given at Lincoln. Am I right?
Both these are given at Lincoln. Lincoln is an exam site through the College Board. So we just put that on there to keep the community, aware of what's going on, but any student would have to register privately through the College Board website, and they could choose Lincoln as an exam site.
Also, our next PTA meeting will be on December 15th. You go to the next slide. New business. Next slide. I don't even think there's any. Title I committee. Any updates? Ms. Jabril?
Why wasn't, hi. So yes, I've met up with Miss Judith and we're currently working on topics to create a survey. We're planning on the 29th, should be our first official Title I meeting. Before our meeting, we will send out the surveys to see what topics parents are more interested in and what they'd like to know about the school. Ms. Judith?
Yeah, as you said, we've been working on putting together that survey. Mr. Bill, I'm sorry, we had a series of topics that we had looked at. Do you remember what the first meeting topic was on the 29th? We discussed that. Ooh.
I'm so sorry, I didn't hear the last part you said.
Oh, I just wanted to know if you remembered which topic of the ones we had discussed, we had decided for the first meeting on the 29th. Because I thought it'd be nice to put that out.
So the first meeting would just be mainly about the topics we're going to discuss and what Lincoln offers. Yes.
Right. Okay, fine. That makes sense. Yeah. So I sent you an email with my final picks for the survey and we'll discuss it after. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll take a look tomorrow. Thank you.
Yes, parent teacher association meetings are listed here. It starts at 6 p.m. and hopefully ends by 8 p.m. Our next one will be December 15th, 2022. Next slide. Additional website links. You got the school website. Do we have the school? You could go to the school store for the gym uniforms / school logo gear on the school website. We have the school accounts, NYC school accounts website right here. Also, you can follow ALHS on Instagram at ALHSBKLYN. Also, the PTA has a Facebook page. Next slide. Any questions? I'm seeing a couple of questions in the chat. Mr. Brill? No, Mr. Robinson, I'm sorry. Is the SATs only for seniors?
No, the SAT is not only for seniors. 11th graders are going to be taking the SATs in the spring through the DOE. It's a free SAT examination on SAT day. There'll be more information on that as it comes. And there's also a PSAT 10 that 10th graders can, I'm sorry, it's just called the PSAT that 10th graders can take to get ready for the SATs. And they'll be doing that on SAT day 2. And then there's also a PSAT 9 for 9th graders.
Also, there's another one. Is the ACT exam free?
The only free exam is if it's through SAT day. So there's no free ACT exam. And the free SAT exam comes in March and it's done in school during school day in the spring.
Also, there's another one. Can I get the website for school lunch forms again to complete?
I'll try to put that in the chat.
All right, and is gym uniform mandatory this year?
Yes, uniforms, students are changing for gym and they need a PE uniform. If there's any questions about any families that need help to get the gym uniforms, they can contact me or they can contact Mr. O'Connor.
Is there any more questions? I guess not.
Yes, there is a
George.
question.
Did awesome. But somebody has a question. Go ahead.
Yes, I have a question. The SATs, just following up on that SAT day thing, is that gonna be on a Saturday? Or are they held on Sundays?
So the SAT days, okay, they're always held on Saturdays.
Okay.
The free
No,
SAT.
can I just jump in real quick?
Go ahead, Mr. Robinson.
The SAT day, you're talking about the free SAT day that students take at Lincoln?
Yes.
That day comes in the spring and it'll be during a school day, like a Wednesday or a Thursday during the school day.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
I do have one question. Are there any, other than that day that's done during the school day for SAT, are there any other SAT days that are not on a Saturday?
If you go on the college board, I believe they have many different days. You just have
Okay.
to, they're just at different sites. So those are the only ones that are at Lincoln.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
I have one. The toy drive,
Yeah.
does it need to be unwrapped?
Mr. Robinson?
Yes, it can be unwrapped toy in the original packaging.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Sorry, the food drive, is that still going on or is that closed out?
No, that was last month.
Thank you.
Where would they take the toys? What room?
We usually have a bin that's set up outside of the entrance of the school where they can drop off the toys, but usually it's collected and brought to room the student government office, room 236.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Yeah, if there's if there's an attendance issue, whom do they correct that with? Because like I got a phone call last week saying that my son wasn't there one particular day, and they were saying that he needs to come in with a note the next day, but he was at school. He said that he had a sub that day. I guess when attendance was taken. So if there's an issue come, let's say Friday, and he doesn't get a t-shirt because of perfect attendance, who am I supposed to reach out to?
So if the student, he can go to his guidance counselor, or he can go to 128A, or any parent can contact the guidance counselor in a circumstance like that. And for the t-shirts for Friday, everybody gets a t-shirt. Show up to Lincoln, you get a t-shirt.
Okay. So the wristbands is what I was talking about then.
The wristbands, yes, you're right. The wristbands. So I have some wristbands actually in my office. So he could do double duty. He could come to my office, 129, and I'll give him a wristband and fix his attendance, because I can just check if he swiped it.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions? Okay. I guess that's the end of the meeting. I'd like to thank everybody for coming, parents, teachers, staff. Have a good night.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.